Have you heard the latest news on Sara Gilbert? Yesterday morning, fans awoke to a terse Instagram statement that shattered hearts across Hollywood. The laughter we'd grown accustomed to on the talk was replaced by a heavy silence, as Sara revealed she was stepping back from the show indefinitely. It only took a few words, "I need time to heal," to ignite a storm of concern. Viewers instantly flooded comments, desperately searching for clues about what healing entailed. Was this a routine break? Or was there something far more serious behind the scenes? The timing only added to the mystery. Just weeks after wrapping the season finale, Sara seemed energized and optimistic. Now whispers of health scares, family crises, and career crossroads are swirling. Stick around, because in this series we'll unpack every angle of this sad unfolding story. Sara Gilbert's journey to television icon began long before the talk. She first captured our attention as a precocious child star on the hit sitcom Roseanne. Back then, her quick wit and deadpan delivery made her the youngest adult in Dan and Roseanne Connor's household. But those early days hit a whirlwind of pressure. The expectation to perform, the glare of studio lights, and the weight of fame on her developing shoulders. Sara later confessed in interviews that by her late teens she felt exhausted, as if the world had defined her solely by the role on her resume. Yet she pushed on, determined to prove she was more than a canned laugh track. Her candid memoir passages reveal she spent nights wrestling with self-doubt, wondering if she'd ever break free of the scripted persona she'd outgrown. After Roseanne, Sara carved out a new path, pivoting to behind-the-scenes roles, and eventually co-creating and starring in the critically acclaimed series The Connors. She leveraged executive duties and creative input to reclaim agency over her career. Viewers saw a fierce, independent woman willing to overhaul an entire franchise, rather than let it fade into obscurity. Off-camera though, that burden weighed heavily. Friends noted her calendar was packed with production meetings, table reads and rewrite sessions. Yet she still found time to host the talk, sharing her life honestly with co-hosts and audience alike. Her vulnerability made her relatable, turning talk show segments into communal confessions about mental health, relationships, and parenthood. That authenticity became her trademark, until now. Late last night, Page 6 broke the story that Sara checked into a treatment center for an undisclosed condition. The brief headline, "Sara Gilbert enters private rehab," sent shockwaves through social feeds. Sources claim it isn't substance-related, but centers on acute stress and burnout after decades under relentless public scrutiny. Close friends describe her as fragile but resolute, determined to emerge stronger. Reportedly, she spent the final weeks before her hiatus wrapping gifts for her two children, Huckleberry and Rosie, masking her own turmoil behind smiles and family outings. Witnesses say she cried behind closed doors more than once, grappling with guilt over missing school plays and bedtime stories. Her statement hinted at battles no one sees, and now we're asking, what exactly are those battles, and how did they bring her to this breaking point? Meanwhile, head-shaking paparazzi photos of Sara stepping into a black SUV outside a private facility have only deepened the intrigue. Her sunglasses hid red-rimmed eyes, and her usual poised posture seemed fragile, shoulders slumped beneath a bulky coat. Drivers who passed by reported seeing her wipe tears as the door closed. TMZ's cameras caught a glimpse of her holding a small duffel bag, the only material reminder of a life paused. Speculation skyrocketed. Some outlets suggest a family health crisis, perhaps a loved one's illness, that she kept secret until she could no longer cope. Others cling to rumors of relationship turmoil. After all, Sara's separated from partner Linda Perry last year, and divorce proceedings can be emotionally brutal. On social media, hashtags like #PrayForSara and #ComebackStronger trended within hours. What do Sara's closest allies say? Longtime co-hosts on the talk rallied behind her, posting tearful videos praising her bravery and promising to keep her seat warm. Executive producers released statements emphasizing that showrunners had known about her struggles for months, allowing her to reduce on-air duties quietly. A trusted friend revealed that Sara's decision to go public was intentional. She wanted to dismantle the stigma around mental health breaks. If a successful, outspoken woman like her could falter, maybe others would feel less alone. Yet the candid confession didn't stem the tide of heartbreak. Fans lamented the absence of her reassuring presence, many posting clips of her best monologues and tearful confessions. Even celebrities weighed in, Ellen DeGeneres and Dolly Parton each sent private messages of support, underscoring Sara's impact on the entertainment community. As speculation spirals, one thing remains clear: Sara Gilbert's hiatus isn't just a newsroom bulletin, it's a mirror reflecting our own vulnerabilities. In the next section, we'll delve deeper into her early life challenges, trace how her career pressures built up to this moment, and reveal exclusive details from insiders about what prompted her to say, "Enough." We'll look at how this break could reshape her legacy, and why her fans might witness the strongest comeback yet. Stay tuned for Section 2, where every answer raises new questions and every secret brings us closer to understanding the true toll of stardom. To understand the weight of Sara's recent announcement, we must revisit the formative years that shaped her resilience and her vulnerabilities. Born into a show business family, Sara was the daughter of actor Harold Gould and rear projection coordinator Barbara Cowan. Her childhood home in Los Angeles buzzed with conversations about lighting, scripts, and network deals. By age 5, she accompanied her mother onto sound stages, absorbing the rhythms of production even before she spoke in full sentences. Her professional debut arrived at age 5 with a guest role on Little House on the Prairie. By the time she secured the part of Darlene Connor on Roseanne in 1988, Sara had already developed the confidence to command attention while remaining grounded by her parents' encouragement. The juxtaposition of scripted laughter and off-camera solitude fostered an early awareness that performance could be both exhilarating and isolating. Behind the scenes, Sara grappled with the scrutiny that accompanies any child star. Classmates commented on her red carpet photos, and teachers assigned extra homework to keep her votive attention focused on academics rather than celebrity. Privacy was a luxury she could not afford. By her teenage years, she described feeling like an imposter in her own life, torn between an identity written in scripts and the murmur of her genuine voice. When Roseanne ended in 1997, Sara faced a crossroads. She could continue chasing on-screen rendezvous, or pivot to a behind-the-scenes role that offered creative control. The latter appealed to her fiercely independent spirit, so she studied scriptwriting and honed her production skills. The transition was not smooth. Industry insiders recalled that Sara encountered resistance when she pitched storylines that centered on women's issues and mental health well before they were mainstream topics. Despite setbacks, she persevered. She produced independent projects, directed short films, and network executives began to notice her twilight persistence. In 2018, she co-created The Connors, a continuation of her beloved Roseanne legacy minus its titular star. Landing that gig marked a career milestone that few performers can claim, reclaiming an iconic role on her own terms. Yet the emotional toll of balancing show-running duties with on-camera presence began to mount, and the pressure simmered beneath her composed exterior. As she juggled executive meetings during the day and tapings in the evening, Sara privately battled insomnia and escalating anxiety. Late nights in her home office became marathons of rewrites and budget reviews, punctuated by restless pacing and mind-churning what-ifs. She confided in a small circle of trusted colleagues, showrunner partners and writing room confidants, but deliberately kept her wider team in the dark to avoid appearing vulnerable. That choice, while strategic, deepened her isolation and intensified the inner turmoil. By early 2023, colleagues noticed subtle changes. Sara's trademark laughter became guarded, and her social media engagement dwindled. She canceled guest appearances, declined interviews, and withdrew from industry panels. When fans spotted her at a charity gala in a loose high-neck gown, they whispered concern over her slender frame. Inside sources later disclosed she was combating panic attacks that sometimes rendered her unable to leave her house. When rumors of her health struggles first leaked to tabloids, in mid-2023, Sara issued a succinct statement denying serious illness but acknowledging exhaustion. "I have always given my best," she wrote. "Right now, I need to step away and refill my well." Fans cheered her honesty but braced for the full story. As months passed, the pressure to maintain composure began to exact a toll. Sources say she experienced moments of disorientation on set and confusion during interviews where she once shone. The facade of control was cracking. By September 2023, Sara took a decisive step. She enlisted a team of health professionals, including a therapist and a medical consultant, and began private sessions in a discreet wellness center. It was never a stunt designed to generate sympathy, but a personal restoration plan that required privacy. The center's founder, who requested anonymity, described her as tenacious yet tender, open about past trauma, but striving for healthier coping mechanisms. It was here that she first uttered the words heard around the world, "I need time to heal." Each day she focused on incremental progress, tracking sleep, mood, and stress levels in a journal. She practiced diaphragmatic breathing, worked with a nutritionist to stabilize blood sugar, and attended weekly group therapy sessions that addressed burnout among entertainers. Sara insisted on maintaining a semblance of normalcy by attending her children's school events remotely, using video calls to read bedtime stories before returning to her own recovery routine. Her family supported her. In the weeks since Sara's announcement, the entertainment world has watched her journey with equal parts admiration and concern. Photos surfaced of her stepping gingerly through a private courtyard, clad in comfortable sweats and a baseball cap pulled low. Insiders confirm she remained under doctor-ordered rest, eschewing social events and phones when not in therapy. Instead, she spent mornings in gentle yoga classes tailored for anxiety relief, afternoons in art therapy, where she painted abstract landscapes of healing, and evenings on video calls with her closest friends, reading favorite childhood books to her children. Each ritual became a small victory, a reminder that recovery is built on tiny consistent steps rather than dramatic leaps. Meanwhile, the talk rallied around her more visibly than ever. Co-hosts posted heartwarming throwback photos from early seasons, Sara hugging close with Sharon Osbourne, laughing through blooper reels with Joy Behar. In heartfelt Instagram messages, they shared memories of Sara staying late after taping to help producers edit segments, and of late-night brainstorming sessions where her creative spark ignited innovative show formats. Even the executive producers let fans glimpse their planning docs, tagging Sara in gratitude posts for bringing honesty and warmth to every discussion. This collective show of support underscored how deeply Sara's presence shaped the program's ethos, transforming what could have been a formulaic panel into a genuine forum for emotion and solidarity. As the daily updates trickled out, questions swirled about the future of Sara's role on the talk. Industry insiders shared that production teams had woven contingency plans, rotating guest co-hosts, reshuffling segments to accommodate her absence, and even drafting new interactive remote setups in case she could appear virtually. Writers crafted intros that teased her possible return. Next week, we hope to welcome Sara back from her healing journey, yet carefully balanced optimism with realism. Executives stressed that no decisions would be final until Sara felt fully ready, a policy applauded by fans who commented, "Her health comes first, and will wait as long as it takes." Behind closed doors, Sara's team has been quietly negotiating a phased comeback. Sources say she requested a gradual reintegration, beginning with filmed pop-in segments pre-recorded at her home, then advancing to remote live appearances where she could join the panel via satellite feed. If all went well, she envisioned a staged return to studio seats, first by occupying a guest chair, then reclaiming her permanent spot once confidence and stamina aligned. These logistical plans reflect her signature drive, to set a goal, structure a path, and pursue it with relentless discipline, even when the stakes are personal rather than professional. Alongside these developments, fans and critics alike have speculated on the reasons behind Sara's extended hiatus. While she circled around the words "time to heal," rumors have ranged from postpartum depression echoing candid revelations by other celebrities, to complex grief over her mother's passing several years ago. A few outlets hinted at legal battles tied to past contracts, though no evidence supports those claims. More credibly, some industry therapists suggest Sara faced compounded stress, the weight of childcare during the pandemic, the pressure of maintaining two shows simultaneously, and the toll of being a visible advocate for social issues. When compassion fatigue set in, her carefully managed identity cracked, prompting her to prioritize self-care over show schedules and public demands. This candid struggle has ignited broader conversations about mental health in Hollywood. Post-announcement discussions in trade publications have praised Sara for modeling transparency, pointing to her move as a potential watershed moment where A-list entertainers publicly acknowledge vulnerability. A new wave of articles explores how networks might develop standardized wellness, programs ranging from mandatory counselor sessions to stress management retreats, citing Sara's story as evidence that such support structures are not just compassionate but practical investments in talent retention and show quality. Meanwhile, Sara herself has contributed to these dialogues, granting a rare interview to a major lifestyle magazine. In it, she revealed that the hardest part was reconciling her public persona, the resilient on-screen voice, with the private reality of waking up feeling empty. I realized that I was giving advice to others about self-love, while neglecting my own, she admitted. Those words resonated deeply with readers, many of whom shared their own stories of burnout in comment threads. The piece concluded with Sara's pledge to establish a nonprofit foundation focused on mental health education for child actors, a heartfelt nod to her own beginnings, and a promise to protect the next generation from similar pitfalls. As attention turned to this emerging foundation, supporters on social media launched fundraisers to seed its first grants. Fellow stars donated auction items, and talk show hosts donated airtime to promote the cause. This groundswell of goodwill has bolstered Sara's spirits, reminding her that her influence extends far beyond ratings. In her most recent post, a simple sunrise photo over her Los Angeles neighborhood, she wrote, "Each new day is a chance to begin healing, for you and for me." Her words, uncluttered and honest, garnered more than 1 million likes, a testament to the deep connection she shares with her audience. Yet even amidst this wave of positivity, Sara's path remains delicate. A close friend cautioned that setbacks are common in recovery, comparing them to ping-pong ball rhythms of hope and resistance. So while fans primed for her return, her wellness team has emphasized patience, celebrating each incremental step rather than fixating on a definitive comeback date. In therapy circles, they've dubbed this pace alignment, ensuring Sara's mental and physical states progress together, not in separate tracks. In the final analysis, Sara's journey underscores a universal truth. Success can mask struggle, and laughter can cloak pain. By choosing to step back and rebuild, she invites us all to consider our own boundaries, our own unmet needs, and the value of pause. In Section 4, we'll explore the potential ripple effects of her hiatus, how the talk might evolve, what this means for her creative projects, and how audiences can continue to support her through this moment of profound transformation. Stay tuned, because Sara Gilbert's next chapter promises to be as insightful as any role she's ever embodied. The talk prepares to adapt its format during Sara's absence. Producers schedule guest co-hosts to maintain energy and foster continuity. Ratings have held steady despite speculation of inevitable audience decline. Social media engagement spikes whenever clips from Sara's past segments appear. Loyal viewers track rotating hosts and comment on each new performance. Executives monitor feedback closely, eager to ensure the show's vitality. Creative teams storyboard fresh segment ideas, tailored to rotating personalities. Audience polls determine which co-hosts deliver the most genuine, heartfelt moments. Every change generates chatter online, fueling anticipation for Sara's eventual return. Meanwhile, she focuses on her foundation's launch, intertwining passion with purpose. Her nonprofit plans mental health workshops for child actors and survivors. She directs energies toward establishing grants and scholarships for younger talent. Foundations require long meetings but offer meaningful impact beyond screen performances. Sara's celebrity network opens doors for fundraising galas and corporate sponsors. Each speaking engagement amplifies her message of resilience and collective healing. Upcoming documentaries intend to highlight mental health issues within entertainment industry. Key stakeholders pledge support, seeking her input on programming and content. Film projects on writing table incorporate themes of self-care transformation. She consults on scripts with empathy consultants to ensure authenticity portrayed. In parallel, her debut novel aims to delve deeper into personal challenges. Fictional characters echo her own experiences, resonating with readers globally. Publishers anticipate strong sales fueled by her transparent and relatable narrative. Advance reviews praise emotional depth and bravery in exploring hidden vulnerabilities. Book tours planned cautiously, mixing live events with virtual author Q&A. Virtual engagements protect her well-being while sustaining fan connection and loyalty. Meanwhile, The Conners Seasons 3 and 4 enjoy a ratings resurgence. Showrunner teams credit Sara's strategic leadership even when she remained off-screen. Seasonal arcs explore adult resilience, paralleling Sara's real-life journey intimately. Promotional trailers hint at upcoming episodes exploring characters' own mental health. Critics applaud how The Conners balances humor with authentic emotional storytelling. Fan communities organize watch parties, stream episodes, donate proceeds to wellness charities. These grassroots efforts underscore viewers' commitment to deeper, meaningful entertainment. Sara tracks fan initiatives proudly, drawing inspiration from collective compassion exhibited. Her Instagram stories highlight charity fundraisers, rewarding supporters with heartwarming messages. Comments flood in, expressing how Sara's openness encouraged many to seek therapy. Therapist reports spike in clients citing Sara's example in session breakthroughs. This cultural shift highlights power of celebrity influence beyond box office metrics. By contrast, traditional ratings focus solely on viewership overlooks broader societal impact. Sara's pivot exemplifies modern multi-dimensional career trajectories beyond acting alone. She remains visible through varied platforms, podcast interviews, guest lectures, fundraisers. Each appearance challenges stigma while reinforcing importance of self-compassion overall. Industry roundtables now routinely include wellness panels inspired by her advocacy efforts. Major studios consider implementing mandatory mental health checks during pilot seasons. Insiders reveal network executives privately praise Sara's courage behind closed doors. In boardrooms, her leadership on equitable wellness policies commands serious respect. This influence elevates her legacy beyond simple performer into transformative thought leader. But Sara acknowledges ongoing complexity. Healing is seldom linear or predictable. Occasionally setbacks emerge, prompting recalibration of therapy and self-care strategies. Her team remains vigilant, adjusting schedules to prioritize mental and physical health. Fans celebrate transparency while acknowledging importance of honoring prescribed recovery timelines. Meanwhile, The Talk plans tribute segments spotlighting Sara's past contributions passionately. Nostalgic montages remind viewers of her warmth, humor, and insightful panel discussions. Producers hope these reminders will sustain emotional connection until her timely return. New host bios emphasize alignment with Sara's values of empathy and candid discourse. Talent scouts propose potential guest co-host reset with background in mental health. Suggestions include psychologists-turned-presenters to echo Sara's own candid dialogue style. Brainstorming sessions generate creative hybrids merging entertainment with health education content. Advertisers eager to associate brands with positive mental health messaging approach producers. Partnerships with wellness companies and nonprofits feel like logical, authentic collaborations. Sponsors recognize increased consumer interest in socially responsible corporate promotions today. Sara's brand continues enhancing stakeholder goodwill and long-term cross-industry partnerships. On her ranch, she develops a meditation podcast leveraging tranquil morning soundscapes. Wildlife from her property offers unique ambient backdrops for self-guided mindfulness sessions. Listeners appreciate immersive retreats through headphones during daily commutes or breaks. Charts rank her podcast among top 10 mental wellness shows within weeks. This success demonstrates her ability to innovate while honoring personal healing journey. Altogether, these endeavors craft a holistic image embracing vulnerability, growth, and authenticity. She models active recovery through public transparency without sacrificing dignity or privacy. For many fans, this approach signifies a new standard for celebrity mental health awareness. Industry peers observe and begin incorporating vulnerability into their own public narrative arcs. Meanwhile, Sara's children grow resilient, witnessing their mother's courage and openness firsthand. Family therapy sessions involve Huck and Rosie as equal voices in recovery journey. Shared meals at the ranch echo dinner table scenes from beloved family television narratives. Those moments illustrate how life imitates art in unsuspecting intimate exchanges. Together they plan community gardens, restoring land and nurturing local mental health. These small community efforts embody Sara's ethos of growth from shared seedling ideals. As seasons change, her story evolves from personal pause to collective renaissance model. Each chapter of her comeback defines new possibilities for star reinvention and healing. In every fan letter that arrives at her foundation's inbox, Sara discovers a reminder of why she embarked on this journey in the first place. One letter from a former child actor describes nights spent grappling with anxiety and ultimately finding solace in Sara's openness about mental health. Another from a young mother thanks her for demonstrating that stepping back is not a sign of weakness but an act of courage. These messages fuel Sara's conviction that her hiatus has become something far greater than a pause from television. It has evolved into a movement toward collective healing and empathy. Crouched over her laptop in a makeshift home studio, Sara reviews video drafts for the next episode of her online workshop series. Each module addresses a different aspect of emotional wellness, boundary setting, self-compassion, and creative resilience. She invites guest speakers, therapists, former child stars, and showrunners to share insights. A typical session arranges personal anecdotes alongside practical exercises, like journaling prompts or breathing techniques. In her soft, authoritative voice, Sara guides participants through exercises she knows firsthand can break the cycle of burnout. Comments roll in from around the globe. "I just completed my first art therapy painting," writes someone in New Zealand. "Your module on saying no changed how I handle my own career," writes a London-based actor. Meanwhile, feedback from the mental health community has been overwhelmingly positive. Nonprofit partners highlight the accessible tone Sara adopts, noting that she speaks as a peer rather than an unreachable celebrity. This partnership synergy extends to funding. Grants have been awarded to expand the program into underserved areas, from rural schools to transition houses for veterans. Sara quietly celebrates each new district that requests her materials, recognizing that every download might become someone's lifeline. In boardroom discussions now, network executives cite these initiatives as compelling proof that public figures can drive real social impact without sacrificing authenticity. On the industry front, Sara's influence is reshaping production protocols. Studios that once regarded wellness as an afterthought have begun integrating mandatory counselor check-ins into pilot season schedules. Contracts now often include clauses for mental health days, and some networks have pledged budget allocations for on-set support staff. Producers openly credit discussions sparked by Sara's story as the catalyst for these shifts. A recent Variety article quoted a development executive saying, "Her transparency forced us to confront questions we'd ignored for too long about workload, about empathy, about sustainability." Artists and writers have also found inspiration in Sara's journey. Screenwriters weaving narratives about community and resilience often drop Sara's name in writers' rooms as shorthand for integrity. Actors auditioning for emotionally demanding roles share that they prepare by revisiting Sara's online workshops. Agents have started suggesting that clients include mental health advocacy in their public branding, a change once deemed too risky. Today, even superhero franchises are vetting their cast for well-being, offering resources to support intensive stunt work and demanding shooting schedules. Amid these seismic industry tremors, Sara is exploring new creative outlets. Drafts of a novel lie scattered on her kitchen table, each page weaving fictional characters whose arcs mirror her own experiences. She's collaborating with a former collaborator from the Conners to produce a limited scripted series about a talk show host navigating personal turmoil in real time. The project blends interviews, found footage styles, and dramatized flashbacks, a hybrid form she dubs docudrama therapy. Network pitches are scheduled for later in the year, and Sara, balancing excitement with caution, insists on attaching licensed mental health consultants to the writer's room. Family continues to ground every decision. Sunday dinners at the ranch are sacrosanct. Sara, Linda, and the children gather around a weathered wooden table, each sharing highlights and challenges from the week. These meals have become family therapy in practice, no pretense, just open-hearted conversation. Huck, now a spirited 8-year-old, proudly shows his mother the clumsy sketches he's entitled Mom's Courage, depicting her as a caped hero whose cape is woven with self-care tips. Rosie, at 6, insists Sara read her favorite bedtime story each night, reminding her that love thrives in simple routines as much as in grand gestures. Amid this tapestry of progress, Sara periodically revisits her Instagram account, posting candid updates, a cup of tea by the window, a moment of quiet reflection at a therapy garden, or a spontaneous dance with her kids in the living room. These posts, unlabeled and unsponsored, resonate more deeply than polished endorsements ever could. Hashtags like #HealingWithSara and #PauseToPlay fill comment sections, creating a communal space where followers share triumphs and setbacks with equal authenticity. It's not an influencer strategy, it's an invitation to join a collective story of resilience. Looking ahead, Industry insiders predict Sara's phased return to the talk will serve as a watershed moment for live television. Plans are already underway for her first on-air appearance. Producers envision a segment where she and her co-hosts discuss the intersection of entertainment and mental health, complete with real-time polling and viewer call-ins. Sponsors have shown interest in supporting these segments, recognizing that audience engagement skyrockets when content aligns with personal well-being. For Sara, this return will represent more than a career milestone. It will signify a bridge between the world she left behind and the new one she helped create. As Section 5 draws to a close, the arc of Sara Gilbert's story seems to bend toward a renaissance. She's transformed personal pain into a catalyst for systemic change, connected hearts across continents, and redefined what it means to be both vulnerable and strong in the public eye. In our final section, we'll explore the potential long-term impact of her journey, how networks, audiences, and the entertainment industry at large may be forever altered by her example, and what new chapters might await this evolving trailblazer. As Sara Gilbert's journey demonstrates, the ripple effects of one person's courage can transform an entire industry. In the months ahead, networks will likely codify mental health provisions into every contract, making wellness days as routine as wardrobe fittings. Talent agencies are already drafting clauses that guarantee their clients access to counseling, and production crews are lobbying for union-backed safety nets covering emotional as well as physical injuries. Sara's openness paved the way by humanizing burnout. She forced executives to view mental health as an integral production cost rather than an optional perk. At the writing tables of upcoming pilots, showrunners reference Sara's model of vulnerability. Scripts now routinely include scenes depicting characters seeking help and celebrating small victories, reflecting the authentic arcs she pioneered in her online workshops. These narrative shifts send a powerful message to audiences, normalizing the idea that asking for support is strong, not weak. Institutional change often moves at a glacial pace, but television boards now meet under new banners like sustainability and storytelling, a direct outgrowth of conversations sparked by Sara's candid disclosures. Advertisers too are recalibrating their strategies. Brands once hesitant to broach emotional wellness now sponsor content around self-care and community connection, aligning with the authenticity Sara championed. In one example, a major sportswear company teamed up with her foundation to produce a docu-series on mental health in youth athletics, underscoring the importance of balance over championship glory. These partnerships demonstrate how commercial interests and social responsibility can coexist, reflecting the nuanced approach Sara brought to every project she touched. Meanwhile, Sara's phased return to the talk is shaping up to be more than a comeback. It's a landmark event for live television. Producers plan her first segment around the theme of healing together, inviting viewers to share stories in real time via an integrated social media feed. Graphics will highlight counseling resources and crisis hotlines, transforming a daytime show into a platform for collective care. Sponsors have offered to underwrite these segments at no cost to the network, reinforcing the idea that mental health advocacy can generate both empathy and engagement. Sara's personal brand continues to evolve beyond talk shows. Her meditation podcast now includes guest episodes featuring psychologists, musicians, and athletes, blending wellness advice with intimate celebrity conversations. The series regularly tops wellness charts, attracting listeners eager for candid reflections. Buoyed by that success, she's in talks to develop a streaming special that chronicles her earliest years on Roseanne, offering behind-the-scenes footage interwoven with lessons learned about resilience and identity. Fans anticipate an unfiltered look at her transformation from child star to cultural catalyst. Her foundation, too, is charting ambitious courses. After 3 successful grant cycles, it's expanding internationally, partnering with mental health organizations in Europe and Asia to tailor wellness programs to diverse cultural contexts. Conferences convene experts and former child actors to draft best practice guidelines, ensuring that future generations entering the spotlight receive robust emotional support. It's a legacy project that Sara envisions will outlive any TV role, one built on the conviction that empathy and art can change lives. Perhaps most poignant is the effect on her family. Watching their mother move from hidden struggles to public advocacy, Huck and Rosie have adopted new perspectives on strength and vulnerability. Their elementary school has incorporated a Wellness Wednesday program inspired by Sara's workshops, encouraging students to check in on classmates and express feelings openly. These small-scale initiatives underscore how one family's healing can reverberate through entire communities, planting seeds of compassion that blossom far beyond a single household. In Hollywood circles, Sara's influence shows up in unexpected ways. Directors now include mental health break cues in shooting schedules, and agents accompany talent to therapy sessions as standard practice. At awards shows, acceptance speeches honor unseen battles rather than solely celebrating artistic triumphs. Industry insiders report a culture shift. Vulnerability is no longer a liability, but a badge of authenticity. Sara's decision to step back catalyzed this metamorphosis, proving that personal well-being and professional excellence need not be at odds. As she contemplates future roles, Sara stands at a crossroads enriched by her own advocacy. Early discussions include producing a scripted drama about a talk show host coping with inner turmoil, a project that promises to mirror her real-life experiences while offering catharsis through art. She's also weighing voiceover work for animated series that explore themes of emotional growth, allowing her to contribute creatively without the physical demands of on-camera performance. Every opportunity is now filtered through the lens of balance and self-care. Ultimately, Sara Gilbert's story becomes a blueprint for modern stardom, a testament to the power of pausing, the necessity of community, and the courage to redefine success on one's own terms. Her hiatus was never merely an intermission. It was a punctuation mark that reframed the narrative of celebrity well-being. By turning personal struggle into systemic change, she reshaped how we understand fame, forging a path where authenticity and empathy steer the conversation. As we close this chapter, consider your own life's narrative. What would happen if you embraced Sara's radical honesty? How might your community flourish if each person believed healing belonged to everyone, not just those behind the spotlight? The story she continues to write is far from over. It lives in boardrooms, living rooms, and classrooms worldwide, and in every quiet act of self-care and support, her legacy endures, reminding us all that the truest transformations begin within.